This is Globanitter. My name is Caroline. Welcome back to my channel. With Thanksgivings and Christmas being just around the corner, many of you will be traveling by air, and maybe you are wondering, can I take my needles with me on the airplane? Is security going to take them away from me? I am here to help you as a pilot and as someone who has a long commute. I commute between Mexico and South Korea via the US. I need all the time on my flights, and I've put together a PDF file that will be available for free in the description. The link will be in the description, and I'm going to go over the PDF file with you. I'm going to go over the main countries where your knitting is allowed in the cabin, where it's definitely not allowed, and the countries and some tips for the countries when the rules are not clear, or if you want to be extra sure that there's not going to be any drama at the airport. So with the good news first, the countries where your knitting is definitely allowed in the cabin when you travel by plane are Canada, the US, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, with a small restriction that you have to travel with the needles and the yarn attached, the knitting, so your whole knitting project. Some countries where it's definitely not allowed are Turkey, most of Europe with some exceptions. If you travel to France, for example, it says it's not allowed. Belgium, not allowed. And for all the other countries where the rules are not clear, this is the PDF file. I've checked the rules of 28 countries, and the PDF file is classified by country, alphabetical orders, and then inside the country sometimes the rules are different for different airports, or if it's valid for the whole country, it's specified. I have the link to the website, so you can click on it, the last date where I checked it, where it was updated, and the copy-paste from the website. So you can refer to this. And I advise that if it's one of these countries when it's not clear, you click on the link and you check for the latest updates. And maybe the link is not valid anymore. I don't know. If you find a link that is not valid or where the rules have changed, please let me know in the comments. It will be very useful for everybody else. And I can amend the document too. So now I'm going to give you some tips to make sure that when you get to the airport, there's no drama. So first, check the PDF files and check the latest rules, so there's no surprise once you get there. I advise that you pack the bulk of your knitting stuff, all your spare needles and everything, in your checked-in bags. That's what I do in the countries when I'm not sure. I only keep what I'm working on at the moment and what I'm planning to work on a plane. And you just need one project, even if it's a long flight, because you're going to sleep, you're going to eat, you're going to watch a movie maybe, so trust me, you don't need 2 projects for that plane travel. Most important thing is to arrive early at the airport. That way, if security says, sorry, the needles are not flying in your hand luggage, you still have time to go back to the check-in desk and check in your knitting bag, which is probably the safest option, if they say no. The second option, what I advise is to use interchangeable circular needle with wooden tips, and that way before you get to the airport you remove the needles from the cable, you put the stoppers like this, and you can put, I bought this small case, it's a pencil case that I bought for when I travel inside of Mexico. And last time this happened, we went to Merida and I was knitting a hat, so I had my hat here with the stopper, and I put the needles, it was wooden needles, with a few pencils like this, up, a pen, and I travel like this. Mexico is one of these places where it's ambiguous, the rules. It's up to the individual agent, security agent. So if they're less likely to spot it in the X-ray if it's like this, like a pencil case. So that's my tip. And just, yeah, as I just said before, just bring what you're working on. Yes, the most important tip is to use the stopper, because once, of course I talk from experience, the lady in Mexico, she started pulling the whole needle with a cable and my heart nearly stopped. So I don't want you to go through this. And a friend of mine lost her expensive needles because she didn't use interchangeable needles. So they said, no, the needles are not going. She was with her 3 kids, her husband. They were in a hurry, so she had to remove the cable from her knitting. So really use interchangeable needle as much as you can. What I find also, the rules usually for sharp object is that they have to be less than 6 centimeters long, which is 2 inches, I think, 6 centimeters. So these small sock needles, no issue, even if it's, this is less than 6 centimeters. Even if it's metal, you shouldn't have any issue. And as far as scissors are concerned, is the 6 centimeter rule again for sharp object. So these scissors are allowed. These scissors are allowed. And if you want to be extra safe and you don't want to bring scissors, or you're worried that you're going to lose them because they're not easy to find, what you can do is bring dental floss, and this tip there, you can cut most yarn with it. It's very useful. I always have some dental floss in my bag. So that's the main rules. That's my main tip. And you shouldn't have any issues. But of course I cannot guarantee. Usually it's upon the individual agent that checks you. So just be nice, smile, and it should be okay. Also, what I forgot to say is the rules apply to the airport where you are leaving from. So if you travel from the US to Europe, the rules apply from the US, so you're okay. And just because it was okay on one way doesn't mean coming back is going to be okay. So be sure to check the rules again before you come back home. With this being said, and all the tips I gave you, let me know if you're planning to travel by air, if you're going to bring your knitting. Let me know if you have any experience where your knitting was taken away from you, maybe. I know one of the countries that I didn't apply, I didn't list on the rule is the UAE. I lived in Dubai for 15 years, and I never checked. It never crossed my mind to check, and I never had any issues. And I was traveling with my knitting all the time, and I never removed it from me. So, but the rules are not clear, so I didn't put anything yet. I might say something about the rules being unclear in the future, but I provide you, in this document, I provide you with the source of the document. So if there's any issue with agent, you can show them and said, I thought it was allowed because this is what I found on the website, but unfortunately they will always have the last word. This is the issue. When we travel by air, it can be very stressful. So do let me know, and if there are countries that are not listed in this document and you would like to know, or you found out, please let me know so I can update the document and it can benefit everybody else. Thanks for watching, and happy knitting. Enjoy your travels. I hope everybody's going where they're going safely and without any drama, without any delays, without any cancellations. I know it's always stressful when we travel as passengers. I don't like traveling as a passenger, to tell you the truth. So, but I hope I can help you a little bit in having your travels less stressful. And also, I find that knitting in a plane, especially if you're a nervous traveler, it can get your mind off the turbulence or any sounds that you might find different, roaring sounds, or I think it's a great way to keep the stress away while you're traveling. So I see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bisous, bisous. Mwah. Bye.